Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in Feed the Beast, and today we are playing it again, and I give you a sneak peek of what this was right here. So, big explanation on what's going on here. It's basically when the server I played on that I talked about in my last update video, that server got reset and I lost all my items and everything like that. So I figured, why not just combine my single player series, all the things I had in that, and everything I had on my server. So I combined all of those, and this is basically what I have. Now, some of these things like the ethereal glass and some things over there and stuff like that, that is not like I believe this is like Thaumcraft and stuff like that, which I never got into in anything like that. So some of the stuff is not legit. I just like the look of it and everything like that. But I kind of just made a house actually, and you'll see that my house stretches all through the inside of this mountain here, and it's a really cool and large house. Now over there we'll get to that in a little bit here. So I just basically want to give you guys a house tour in this first episode here and not get into anything much except for basically just setting up a blast furnace. Now you guys probably don't think that's much, and it's not really much at all, but for the first episode that should suffice for what our time requirements are. So you walk through the gates here, and if you guys don't know what this is basically glass that you can walk through, and I don't know if mobs can get in through it or not. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I like it and it looks really nice. Now I basically built my whole house out of this blue forest brick, red forest brick, and white forest brick. And when you walk in the house, you will see that I have fancy lava decorations for lighting and for like aesthetic purposes as well, and I also have these little floor lava things because these provide light on the floor too. Now, the first thing that you will notice when you walk in my house is my big assembly table setup. Now, if you guys don't know what an assembly table is it's basically a thing where you can make chipsets and different kinds of gates and stuff like that. And how these work is you basically set up lasers around them, and you power these lasers with electricity by engines or anything like that. You turn those on and you put something in here, and it basically shoots lasers into this table, and this little bar slowly goes up, and eventually your item completes and it pops out in this chest below it. So I use that for creating like ME drives and stuff like that, but we will get into all of that in a wee bit. So next thing I want you guys to see in my house is my huge mob grinder. Now this isn't actually huge, but in my opinion it is a pretty large mob grinder. Now what this does is I have a pig soul spawner, or not a pig, a cow soul spawner, a blaze soul spawner, and a zombie pigman soul spawner. Now I have the cow spawner for basically leather, and beef for a solid food source that I can always get. And I have a zombie pigman spawner to make an automatic gold farm, which we will get into in a later episode, which will make a pretty nice episode, or maybe even a live stream. But yes, I have a we're gonna set up an automatic gold farm eventually, and this is super loud. I don't know if you guys can hear it that loud or anything like that, but still. And then I have a blaze spawner to get blaze rods. Now I use blaze rods, which we will be making a boiler with for a very solid power source. Now a boiler creates steam, and the steam powers a steam turbine, which then produces a power source. So we'll use that power source to charge all of our MFSUs and everything like that. Now you guys see a bunch of leather and stuff on there, and there's loads of leather down there, and I don't know why those grinders don't pick it up, but how grinders works basically you power them, and these grinders kill the mobs and take all their stuff from them. So you will see some items and stuff going through these pipes here, and I don't know why these pipes aren't working. Did I not change them or something like that? But they go, all the items go through these pipes and stuff like that. I might actually, no, there's stuff going out of them. But these grinders basically, you power them and they kill the mobs when they spawn. And soul cages, what they are is they basically collect souls of the mobs. So say I get a soul, or a soul shard is what you get. And you get the soul shard, and then you kill 1,000 mobs or so, say, to get a tier 5 soul spawner. Now a tier 5 soul spawner or soul shard is the highest shard that you can get, and it spawns loads of mobs. Now I got all of this stuff in either my survival world, which is not a lot of stuff at all, or either my server world. So all the stuff I did get, and then I just spawned it in this world. So I built this house from scratch basically in this mountain, like I already said earlier, but all the stuff I did have at one point in time, whether it was my survival or server world. So this is pretty cool, and it takes all the items, sends them through iron pipes, and I really love iron transport pipes because what it allows you to do is change the direction of the item's flow, or the flow of the item's direction, so that, say, everything just like gold transport pipes, everything just gets like, just flows together or pops out or anything like that. So I really don't like that. So what it does is it takes all of these items and everything and puts them all into this ender chest. And this ender chest is connected to my ME system, which is up here in the second side of this mountain here. Now I am also wearing power armor. If you guys don't know what power armor is, it's basically a set of armor with a bunch of it's kind of like modular. It's a modular set of armor where you can add jetpacks, energy shields, and force fields, and different stuff and whatnot. And it also comes with a power fist, which allows you to have a tree tap, like a lux capacitors, which is basically a light source, plasma cannon, or you can shoot like plasma balls and stuff. Oh, it doesn't explode in my house. You can have a plasma cannon and rail guns, which is like for hitting mobs and stuff like that. And I also have a blade shooter, which is either for shearing or also killing mobs, and a portable crafting table, which allows you to have a crafting grid or something like that. And I also have my mossy wang here. So this is definitely a necessity that I have. And you guys notice that it looks different. So what I added onto this is an auto smeltery thing. So whenever you mine, instead of having moss on here, auto regeneration, it automatically smelts the item. Now this is helpful for when you're mining stone or iron, where you don't have to come home and smelt all the iron and everything like that. So that's definitely really good. And these things are conveyor belts here, which what these do is they're conveyor belts, for what they sound like. You just step on them, and it's kind of like an escalator or something like that. You step on them, and it basically takes you to the end of the path. But normally, I can just run faster with my power suit, since I have like some fast sprint assist on here and stuff like that. Now, this has a nice little window right here of clear glass, and clear glass is really amazing because it's absolutely clear, and you can't like see through it or anything, whereas like normal glass just has like lines and stuff through it. So this is really nice. It has some nice like scenery lookouts, and I have some clear glass in other parts of my house as well. So continue walking down this house here, or walking down this little hallway here, and we get up into this large room here. Now this large room has a few more clear glass like lookouts, and it's pretty nice scenery actually. Clear glass lookout over here. Yeah, clear glass lookout over here, which I'm planning on making like some balconies somewhere, and having a nice little balcony like sitting area with some like tables and stuff like that. Maybe I could have like a mistcraft set up out here. I'm not too sure what I will have out here. So right here you guys see my smeltery, which you guys know what a smeltery is. I have one built on my survival world and everything. This one is just a little larger and has a lot of fuel in there, which is lava and everything like that. Now over here I have like my stencil table, my pattern chest, a trap chest. I don't know why I have a trap chest. Stencil table, pattern things, and everything like that, which I used to repair the mossy wang and whatnot, and stuff like that. So, over here I have a nether portal with a sound muffler, and the sound muffler just basically takes all those sounds from, like, the nether portal sound and stuff like that, which can get really quite annoying at some points. They're going on right now, and it muffles the sound. Now, you guys probably noticed that I had one by my mob grinder as well, and that is because it gets really quite loud with all the sounds going off. Now, right here, I have a rock crusher, and this rock crusher basically creates, it lets me create obsidian dust, which is then used for hardened glass, which is in a couple recipes. Right here, I have my rolling machine, macerator, force bricks, pulverizer, a liquid transposer, and a magma crucible, and all those things are made for making tesseracts and liquid redstone and stuff of that sort. So now right here I have 6 electric furnaces, and I like these so much better than regular furnaces, because if you have a big power supply like I do, then it's quite simple to smelt things, and it's a lot quicker and everything, and you can add overclockers to smelt things like uber fast and everything like that. Now right here is my power armor tinker table, which allows me to make modifications to my armor set, and even my power fist and everything like that, change all the stuff, the batteries and stuff like that. So that's definitely a really nice thing to make your power armor and whatnot. Now right here I have a uncrafting table, which basically allows you to pop an item in it, like this one, and it allows you to uncraft that item. If I were to simply click on that, and it would cost me 5 experience points. Now that is really good when you accidentally craft an item or something like that. You can just uncraft it. Now this does not work on every item, as you just saw when I put in this force wrench. Oh, that does work. That's when I put in this iron hammer, because I don't know, some like mod compatibility and stuff like that. I don't know if this will actually work. No, mod compatibility and stuff like that. Now right here I have a void chest. You guys probably seen a void chest before. If not, what it does is basically put an item in, and it just pops the item straight into the void, and it deletes that item. And that is useful when you have like loads of dirt and stuff that you really don't need or want or anything like that. So that can be a really useful thing when you just have loads of items and you don't want. Now right here is my ME system, and what an ME system does is it basically stores all of your items That's basically a computer system. Now, in this thing, it's called an ME drive, and it basically allows you to have different hard drives and stuff inside, which then the items are stored on the hard drive, and you can just pop this hard drive out and put it in different areas and stuff like that, and whatnot. Now, here, just ME controller just shows you all what you have, and you can link up different terminals and access points and stuff like that. So that's not really, well, that's kind of the heart of the system, basically. And right here is my ME terminal, which allows me to store all of my items inside of it. Now, say I want 3 sticks. Just click it and grab 3 sticks, and that's going to pull that right off this hard drive here. Now this is really helpful, really helpful. Instead of having a bunch of chests and stuff like that, it's a lot easier to not have a bunch of chests and just have this ME system where you can see all your items, you can search up stuff and whatnot, like say I want some steel or whatever. That's right there that I can look at. So that's a really helpful thing, and it also shows you it can store so many more items depending on your hard drive space on here. So I have 16,000 bytes used, 16,000 blocks basically, and 63 types of blocks I can have on here. So I can have 63 different blocks and 16,384 blocks of those blocks actually. So that's pretty cool, and there's different drives. Now, I personally go for the 16K drives because I hardly ever use a 65,000 storage on this. This is basically not even half of that. I hardly ever use that 65,000 thing unless I just store like dirt and stuff on here. Now, you actually can't choose what blocks go on what drive, so I don't really care really, but I made my first 64K drive, and it took a really long time with different chipsets and stuff like that. That took a really long time and a lot of resources to do, a lot of service quartz and stuff like that, so that took a really long time to do. So I just figured I'd just start making 16K, which is a third of that drive. So that's a lot easier for me, and it still has all the types and stuff like that, and I hardly ever use like more than maybe like a 2/4 of the half of the drive, the storage on the drive. So I definitely don't need a lot of storage and stuff like that. But as you can see here, I have an that ender chest that you saw back at the mob grinder. I have that hooked up right under here, which allows, just basically puts the item in from that side, and it's sucking it in straight into my ME access terminal, which just puts it in my whole system and everything like that. Now I can in the future add wireless access points where I can just be anywhere and click on the ground or whatever and have an access point like a router and stuff like that, which we can eventually get to, but I don't really find them useful because you can only have a certain amount of range extenders and you will not be able to use them because it's like wireless and stuff like that. So over here I have a huge iron tank of lava, and I store lava for one reason, and that is because I always need lava buckets, and I can use this for geothermal generators and stuff like that if I ever like run really low on power and I just need like I need a lot of power. Now right here I have an iron tank for creosote oil, and this is a pretty small tank actually. It only holds 720,000 buckets, which is still quite a bit, but that's the small size tank. And right here is my coke oven. I have 3 of these coke ovens, which basically you put coal in here, and it quadruples the amount of efficiency the coal has in a generator or anything like that, or a furnace even, but it's really slow. And a byproduct of getting this coal coke is creosote oil, which you can use for making tracks and stuff like that, which I will need down the road for making my automatic tree farm, which we will get to in a later episode, probably a little farther through the season here. And I have 3 of these set up doing the same exact thing. Now, I'm hoping to put a blast furnace somewhere in this corner here. I'm not too sure, but if you just look behind the scenes here, everything basically, you have liquid ducts going straight into this iron tank, and the liquid ducts taking the creosote oil from these coke ovens and putting them into the iron tank. Now, right here, I have iron transport pipes going into this ender chest here, which then takes the coal coke and puts them straight into my ME system over there from that same ender chest. Now, all these ender chests are linked, so I can have a quarry running somewhere, 1,000 blocks away, and it just send the item straight into that ender chest over there, which is really helpful if you don't want to transport everything back by hand or anything like that. You just want to put it straight into your ME system. Now out here I have 6 ultimate hybrid solar panels. Now you guys are probably freaking out because these are the highest tier solar panels that you can get. Now I will tell you, for one reason that I have these is because I have a UU matter factory. Now, if you guys don't know what UU matter is, it's basically an item where you can make anything out of. You can make diamonds, you can make gold, iron, whatever you want to make, you can basically make it out of that, rare gems and everything. Now, I made these these are really hard to make, and they took a really long time to make, but I eventually did make these things, and these are really awesome. These things can hold so much power, and they can output so much power during the day. 512 EUs per tick, that's so much power. And I also have a lot of these other solar panels here, because on the server I was previously on, every time you vote, you get 6 solar panels a day, and I was on that server for a lot. So, at least like 2 weeks or whatever. So, I have a lot of solar panels I acquired from that, and also a lot of diamonds I acquired from that, because you also got 4 diamonds a day. Now, over here, I have my scrap and cobblestone factory. Right here, I have 16 igneous extruders. Why is this one not working? I need to flip the switch on. I have 16 igneous extruders over here, which basically make cobblestone. It's basically a cobblestone generator in one block. And I have all the cobblestone running from that straight into these gold pipes here, which then go into recyclers. Now, these recyclers take this cobblestone that you put in here and turn it into scrap, which basically it is a huge amplifier for making UU matter. So after that all turned into scrap, it's pumped into these pipes and into this crystal chest here, which I will then soon be pumping out into this mass fabricator. Now this mass fabricator takes tons of power. So that's why I have these huge power setup over here, and I have a huge power setup down below here as well. So once we get a boiler setup with like that is powered by blaze rods and steam and stuff going like that, we can definitely power that a lot more easier without like draining our whole system. And I have it set so where it doesn't drain my whole system, because I have a redstone signal set to this, which basically says whenever there's whenever there is not anything inside of that, or there isn't anything inside of this mass fabricator here, inside of the pipe, send a redstone signal so that this thing isn't constantly using power. So that is definitely a really good thing. And I have all these little things on these wooden pipes, so I don't have to have a bunch of redstone pistons or redstone engines below them, pumping in and pulling out all these items. So this is really helpful, actually. And I actually need to up my my factory of things. So that is something I need. Oops, I guess this thing. Didn't change this thing right, I guess. Oops, there we go. Oops, nope. Pipe, can't change it. Sorry, excuse me guys, I need to change this real quick. I believe it's pipe empty here, right? Yeah, okay, so that's gonna pull out all the scrap that this thing is producing. Slowly but surely, it's gonna pull it all out, and I can actually just take some of that since it's kind of backed up. Oh, this is really backed up, actually. I can just take all of this, and I don't know why this one isn't producing. Don't know at all why this one is. There's probably not any power hooked up this one. Yeah, so this is definitely, things to be worked on and stuff like that. So we can definitely work on this. This thing definitely is not complete whatsoever here, so yeah, it's still definitely a work in progress by far. But this thing has power. Oh, there's too many overclockers in there. That's why. I thought I did the math right. Okay, yep, so there's overclockers in there, and overclockers basically speed up the process of how fast it recycles. So we can actually take these overclockers and throw these into the furnaces over there to make those furnaces go a little faster. So now we have everything all full and set up over here, and we're just making loads of scrap, which will then be an amplifier for this mass fabricator right here, which will then pump out UU matter, which I don't even have it set up to pump yet. So I need to work on that and off the episode and stuff like that, or we can just work on it in the next episode or something like that. So right here is my big power system right here, and those ultimate hybrid solar panels, what these do is these are powering I can show you more about this power in a second here, but these are powering all 4 of these MFSUs here, which are all full on 1,000,000 EU. So these are really awesome. I love having all these MFSUs here and so much power, because what I have right now, my power setup, is I have a little door right here actually, so I can go ahead and show you kind of behind the scenes on how everything works. But behind the scenes here, I basically have all my machines and engines going and stuff like that for them. So that is pretty cool actually. I need to turn this on. Is that gonna? Oh, I know that's not. I know that's interfering, because I have like I have too much going on here. But anyway, I don't know why it's not getting power or anything. But this engine's powering the rock crusher, and there's engines powering the other things back here and stuff like that. And then I have my things set up back here. My ME system set up back here, which you guys already saw, kind of the underbelly of it all. So that is basically kind of like a house tour, a base tour. I'm really excited and happy at how this base turned out. It took me hours to clear out this mountain with lasers and drills and stuff like that. That took me so long to clear out, but I'm happy of the outcome of this house. And you guys are probably mad at me for cheating and everything, but I'm just happy that this series is back and I have a nice house and I have everything that I had in my past series, or what is it called? my past worlds and stuff like that. So I'm definitely really excited about that. And I love how I can expand into different mountains, and I haven't used like any mountains really. So that's basically everything. Oh, I thought there was a spider in here. But, okay, so I'll show you a little more about this power armor. Now, I have a thing set of a parachute, which slows down when you fall. I have a thing called a glider, which you can glide forward with the wings as you fall. So you can probably see that if I go into F5 mode here. I don't actually have the wings on. I don't know why I don't. But, anyway, you can, like, glide and stuff around and whatnot. So that's definitely pretty cool. And then what you can also do with this is I have a thing called flight control, which I can have a toggleable key, which allows you to basically just stay like flying the whole time, and you can just like stay floating in midair and stuff like that, and go down with like using Z and whatnot. So that is really cool, actually, how you can stay flying in midair, and this is like a huge help if you're like trying to like do something. And I don't know where the spiders and everything are coming from, but we can figure that out, but everything like that. So that's really cool. I'm really excited how all of this turned out. And that's basically a tour of my base and Feed the Beast. And I'm so excited that the series is back and everything. And this is probably been a really long episode and stuff like that. But, yeah, so here's my sound muffler, and here's my personal anchor, which keeps this chunk loaded for now, because I don't want to use chunk loaders because I've heard they corrupt people's games and stuff like that. But yeah, so this has basically been my base tour of Feed the Beast, and I'm excited to get the series going again. Doing a lot of fun stuff. I have a huge list of things that I need to do in Feed the Beast for different episodes and different stuff down the road. Go mining and stuff like that, and build blast furnaces and automatic gold farms and everything that I need to do and stuff like that. So that's going to be really awesome, and I'm super stoked where this series is going. So I'll see you guys in my next episode. Hit the like button, hit that like button down below if you guys enjoyed this episode, and you guys are also really excited for the series to resume. And I will see y'all in the next episode. Subscribe for more content so you don't miss a new episode. And these will try to be going up daily again, but I am not too sure. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Adios.